हेलो ऑल, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। स्वागत है आप सबका मेरे इस चैनल पर। Now the next topic is components of PDM system. Product data management or PDM systems are one of the most important components of a PLM solution, product lifecycle management solution. They are systems to manage product data and product workflow. So PDM system is essential in order to implement PLM system. Let us see what are the components in PDM system. The basic components of PDM system includes information warehouse where the product data is stored, information management module which manages the information warehouse. It is responsible for such issues as data access, storage of data, recall of data, information security, or recovery of data. It also provides the traceability of all actions taken on product data. Then user interface is the third component of PDM system. It provides a customized interface for users. It supports the users' queries, different formats, and also facilitates report generation. Then the system interface for programs such as CAD and ERP is the another PDM component. Then information workflow structure definition functions, which are used to define the structure of the data and workflow to be managed by the PDM system. The workflow is made up of set of tasks. Data such as resources, events, responsibilities, procedures, etc. can be associated with these tasks. Then the next PDM component is information structure management functions. It maintains the exact structure of all the information in the system across the product lifecycle. The next component is workflow management function. As the name suggests, it keeps the workflow under control. For example, it manages the engineering changes, it manages the revisions, and so on. The next component is system administration functionality, which is used to set up and maintain the configuration of the system, to assign the roles, to modify the roles of the users, to provide access to the users, and so on. All the administration related functionality. So, whatever the PLM strategy is, it is probable that PDM will be the major constituent. Unless the product data in the product life cycle is under control, it will be difficult to get the product under control. So, in order that the PLM system should work effectively, the PDM, that is product data management system, should work effectively. Now, let us understand these components one by one. The first component is information warehouse or vault. So, it is similar to the warehouse used by the different companies to store their products. For example, Amazon in Mumbai have their warehouse at T1D. Different companies have their warehouse to keep their products. Similarly, here we are talking about the warehouse which is storing the information. It is used to store all types of product data and information. The information has to be entered only once in the information warehouse. All the information that is stored in the warehouse can be traced whenever it is required, and it acts as a single source for all product information. It means that whenever someone is asking for the information, the same information will be passed to everyone, and there will not be any change in information for two different users. For two different users. The information can be of varying sizes or formats. Information may be in the form of text, in the form of numbers, or in the form of graphics. It may also have been created internally inside the company, or it can be the external information, maybe of supplier, maybe of marketing department, maybe of logistic. Information will be in various stages of the product development. It can be the R&D information, it can be the manufacturing information, it can be the design information, it can be the sales information, and so on. The information warehouse can also store information such as relationship between products, the workflow model, product configuration. It also have facility to store computer applications and technical manuals. It will store procedures, standards, everything which is related to the product will be stored in the information warehouse or vault. The second component is information warehouse manager. So this manager is someone who is similar to the caretaker or the watchman, or maybe a supervisor. The role of the information warehouse manager is to store the incoming information securely. It will provide controlled access and protect the product information which is coming inside the warehouse and which is going out of the information warehouse. Mind, it is the information warehouse and not physical warehouse where goods are stored. The information warehouse manager must be able to keep track of all information outside the company as well as inside the company. What information can be of outside the company? It can be the information of the vendors, it can be the information of the supplier, it can be the information of sponsorer, it can be the information of customer, it can be the information of transport, anything. Then the information warehouse manager provides the check-in and check-out facilities for individual files and set of files. Like he will allow which files has to be provided to the user and which files should or are coming into the system. It's used to set up and maintain parameters describing the data characteristics. It also provides access to information through a range of permission level. That is, it allows the concerned person to access the information by variety of criteria. For example, if someone wants to select the information based on there are 5 products in the company and they want to select information for product number 3, then they can put product number 3 or whatever name is assigned to the product and search information accordingly. Information can also be searched by using the criteria like group, criteria like the device, criteria like the user, and so on. The information warehouse manager limits the access to unauthorized user. Some users will have view only right, some may copy the data, some may read the data, some may write on the data. So different access to the users will be provided by the information warehouse manager. Thus, the information warehouse manager provides safety and security to the information on all unauthorized attempts to access the data. The third component of PDM system is infrastructure. What is infrastructure? It means what is inside the warehouse. It is the basic infrastructure, as you can see here. So basic infrastructure includes computers and communication network. Sometimes the computer may be in the company, sometimes it may be in different location. Sometimes the data may be kept on the cloud as well. The infrastructure will probably include workstation, personal computers, tablets, smartphones, and other devices. They may range from smart 3D devices to less sophisticated 2D view-only terminals as well. The infrastructure also includes input devices like scanner and output devices like printers or plotters. And last but not the least, it will have the communication network, which will include both LAN as well as WAN, so that information can be communicated both on one site and between the different sites. Then the next component of PDM system is the system administration manager. Now, the system administration manager is the officer or in charge of the vault or warehouse. The system administration manager is the component of the PDM system that allows the initial configuration and environment of the system to be described. It will set up the entire software, the entire structure, the user interface for all the users. The manager will also be used to handle the changes that will occur in the environment. The system administration manager will be used to define users and applications in the environment. The administration manager will define the roles of users, and accordingly, the information warehouse manager will provide the data to the users. The manager may define or modify the access right to the individual user. Out of the four components that we have seen up till now, that is the information warehouse or the information warehouse manager or the infrastructure, and this one, the system administration manager. Out of these four components, the system administration manager plays a vital role. This component of PDM system is very much important because the administration manager only decides who will get the access to what. The next component of PDM system is interface model. It can be called as the communication cables or the transportation system. Suitable interface will be needed for data access directly from a terminal without going through other applications. Users may want to know what work they should do next. Sometimes they may want to check on the existing part or look at the test result. The user interface needs to support queries of many different types as efficiently as possible, which is possible because of or through this interface model. And the interface should be common to all the graphic devices in the environment. An efficient and secure interface is needed for access of these applications. The interface model should be easy to understand and use without lengthy training. In fact, this interface model is not directly concerned with the user, but it is concerned with the system administration manager and his team. The interface should include an online help facility as well. Then the next component of PDM system is the product and workflow structure definition module. So this product and workflow definition module is used to define the initial structure of the product and also defines the workflow of the product. The product structure defines the information requirement of a product through its life cycle. It describes the information that's needed or is produced at each phase of the product life cycle. Now, the workflow is defined as the set of tasks which are characterized by resources, events, associated information, responsibilities, decision criteria, procedures to be used, and also the standards to be applied. Both the product structure and the workflow structure are always closely linked because the product information and its workflow is connected to each other. For each group of product, the product structure and the workflow structure will be specific. New product structure can make use of the parts of the existing structures. The product structure has to be sufficiently flexible so as to be able to handle the changes in the information structure and the atom. It should be able to make changes, accommodate changes as the information related to the product is modified. The product and the workflow structure definition model should offer the possibility to add or associate information when enough information is not available to define a product or a workflow or the relationship. The next component of PDM system is the workflow control module. The workflow control module acts as an inspector. Now, for a particular task, the product structure and the product workflow structure will have been defined by the product and the workflow definition structure module, the earlier module. The workflow control module, that is this module, will then manage the workflow of the various activities in progress, and it will monitor the progress. It will also control the progress of the projects. The workflow control module controls the activity of the PDM. It assigns task to individual. Then the workflow control module is having the control of the activity. It assigns the task to the individual, informs them about the resources to be used and the procedures to be followed. It also indicates the associated actions and also maintains the status information. The workflow control module can remind the users of the standard operating procedures and can check that standard information is accessed. Next activity that the workflow control module or the inspector does is it distributes the data and document to the individual as needed. If the person responsible for the next step is absent, it can automatically pass the work to the most suitable replacement or the next higher authority. The module, on the basis of the workflow and the product structure, ensures that all the necessary information is available before releasing the parts to be manufactured. Before releasing parts to manufacturing. The workflow control module also notify other people that a change has been requested. It can initiate messages based on parameters captured at each step. It will tell the people that the change has been done and you please note the change. The workflow control module also notify downstream, that is the people who are lower in hierarchy, about the modifications, that the modification has been done upstream. That is, the modification has been done by the concerned authority higher in the hierarchy. The workflow control module also keep status information up to date and ensures that information is handled as planned. The last component of PDM system is the information management module. So this information management module includes all the product data needed to specify, build, test, install, operate, or maintain the product, and also to support its end of life. This component will include information such as specifications, drawings, lists, programs, reports, and also the maintenance manuals. The information management module is used to describe the exact configuration of a particular product throughout its life cycle. The information management module also makes the relation between the component subassemblies and assemblies and maintain it in a proper way. Thus, the information management model maintains a complete history of the product through design, manufacture, delivery, and field use to end of the life and the status of all information as well. The model is able to distinguish between the different configurations of product, like whether the product is as designed, as planned, as built, as installed, or it is as maintained. The information management module also maintains exact configuration information on each individual product. It also offers the possibility to navigate product structure. Finally, the information management module also allows the information to be accessed in many ways, such as by model number, by part number, etc. So these are the different components of PDM system, which are very much essential for implementation of a PLM system.